right, we're going to have Rob Bassilian on in just a moment. He was going to be on Friday, and he was called away to an emergency, but he's here with us today. He's with a group called Protect Culver City, and this is an issue that affects every single city in California. It's this idea that you have no right anymore to live in a single-family home zone. Single-family homes, they're the bedrock of California suburban living. And there is a movement to force apartment buildings into these neighborhoods. Your neighbor sells out, they might be able, the replacement owner will be able to put up a apartment building, who knows how big, who knows how many people are there, how many cars are in the neighborhood. And they're trying to pass a law in Sacramento to basically override all the local zoning laws. So that, because again, it's a war against suburban family housing. It's a war against single-family housing. Now, in Culver City, the particular problem is the city council is meeting on Wednesday, June 23rd, to see if zoning for single-family homes ought to be eliminated. And of course,
eliminated,
yes,
which means the developers could build whatever.
And if everybody, as is being done on every issue, they're using racism as the shield, claiming that single-family housing is used for exclusionary purposes, as if black families and Hispanic families don't want to live in single-family neighborhoods.
And don't already do that?
And already do that by the millions? I don't understand this. This makes no sense. This is a natural desire when you have a family to have your own house and not live in an apartment or near an apartment. Well, let's get Ron Bassilian on. Protect Culver City. Ron, how are you?
Hi, John. Hi, Ken. Can you guys hear me all right?
Yes, we can. Thank you for coming back on today. Now, tell us what the issue is specifically in Culver City. What's going on?
So, wow, where do we start? I mean, the main issue for us is not just that they want to get rid of it, but they're being so sneaky about it. The big issue is they haven't even alerted the residents that this is what they're trying to do. Protect Culver City, we went back and forth with them. We said, look, you guys put out notice when you want to raise our refuse rates or trash rates, but rezoning the entire city, why is it nobody's getting notified about this?
Because there'll be overwhelming opposition to it, so they want to sneak it in.
Yeah, so these guys have their usual 15 activists who all say that, they don't call it single family zoning, they call it exclusionary zoning.
There you go.
And they come up with ads from 1915 talking about Culver City as an all-white city. Never mind that in 1964 all that was done away with. And they're using it to drive it away, and they use all sorts of really fancy words like incremental infill and incremental densification, and would you rather have smaller developments throughout the city? And people don't really know what they're talking about.
No, well, that's the purpose, though. The purpose is to take control of the language, create terms that nobody understands, use loaded terms that make people feel on the defensive and attacked. It's like, well, I don't want people to think I'm racist because I want to live in a single-family home.
Absolutely.
No, these are well-honed techniques that they have learned, and they're effective.
Yeah, absolutely. And then they go and pretend like these, multifamily buildings and bungalow courtyards from half a century ago would be coming back if they go to multifamily zoning. Those aren't coming back. Those are getting demolished, especially with rent control. What's being built in their place is these condo complexes that are 3-4 stories tall, and they're saying they want to be able to plop these anywhere they want. And I don't know if you've been to Culver City lately. It's a lot of small homes. We don't even have the McMansions that you see on the beach cities. These are old school homes that, really lovely.
Oh, that's one of the reasons people live there. They like that.
Yeah, and they go for a lot of money for that reason. It's Culver City has a reputation as an oasis in the middle of the city.
How much of this, because I think it's an important component, are developers who are greasing the political system in order to have access to all this land?
Yeah, to build these condos.
It's It's definitely developer funded, and it comes all the way from the state level, because it's not just this. You know, our city council is passing the buck to the state, saying we have mandates to build new housing, and they're called arena mandates, RHNA, are these pie-in-the-sky mandates that basically give them an excuse to say, okay, we got to get rid of zoning. And then meanwhile, at the state level, we got SB 9 and SB 10, which are threatening to put up to 10 units on a single family home lot. And, you know, there's huge money behind this at the foundation level, at the university level. And we've been somewhat fortunate. We've had our PAC now in Culver City for a couple of years. And that's what's made us able to actually anticipate these things and alert the local residents about this. I fear that in a lot of cities in LA County and in California in general, people are just going to get blindsided by this. And I wanted to come on this show to tell people in other cities, you have to set up your own PAC. You have to start anticipating these things and not just reacting to them.
Their own political action committee?
Action committee, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Anybody can set one up. You register it with the Secretary of State.
And what does that do?
It'll allow you to start collecting money from residents. It'll allow you to things like voter rolls. There's strict legal requirements for all of this, and it allows you to raise money for things like alerting the residents of your city about it. For example, we got a huge door hanger drop coming up this weekend about this very issue, and we told council, if you guys don't alert the residents about this, we will.
Now you have three of the 5 city council people on board for this proposal, and they're all screaming racism.
Yeah, well, 2 of them are screaming racism. One of them is screaming class, and class is rooted in race, and he gets a lot more, delicate about it. But he's more pro-developer than any of them. The others just go with whatever the woke talking points tell them to say.
I mean, if they were successful at doing this, what would this mean in Culver City? Like, if they eliminated single-family housing.
It means any one of these people could wake up and watch their neighbor get bulldozed and see these, towering 3-4-story condo monstrosities show up next to their house.
That would be a nightmare, I'm sure, for most of the people you know, Duran, in your city.
It would be an absolute nightmare, and combine that with the fact that we almost got these same people to defund our police department, that would have just completely altered Culver City.
All right, so
we were fortunate there. That was one issue where we managed to anticipate it, and we actually managed to flip a seat over that. We were looking at a 4-to-1 council that was ready to get rid of single-family zoning.
Wow. So it's protectculvercity.org for more information.
Yeah, protectculvercity.org for more information. And we're reaching out to other municipalities as well, like Pasadena, Manhattan Beach, et cetera, and Beverly Hills. You know, John Mirisch had a great talk with us about the zoning issue. You guys, people want to make a PAC where you live, give me a call. I'll do what I can to help you out.
All right,
and we're also looking for donations for our door hangers.
All right, Ron, thanks for coming on.
Thank you so much, John. Ken, talk to you guys soon.
Ron Bassilian, it's info at protectculvercity.org. That's how you can email. Protectculvercity.org is the web page. And again, I think he put it best right there at the end. Imagine your neighbor selling their nice single-family home, and then the developer comes in and builds like a 5-story condo building next to you. How horrific would that be for all that you have done to ensure your family a nice single-family living? More coming up.
John and Ken, KFI, Deborah Mark has news.